Welcome back. We have got some breaking news from
Roman Abramovich's takeover of Chelsea FC, a billionaire-esque gamble that changed football forever. In the summer of 2003, the world of football was forever altered when Roman Abramovich, a Russian billionaire with a fortune built in the oil and aluminum industries, completed a surprise acquisition of Chelsea Football Club. The move was unexpected, controversial, and, as history would prove, revolutionary not just for Chelsea but for the broader landscape of European football. This takeover wasn't merely a change in ownership, it was the beginning of a new era defined by unprecedented financial investment, global ambition, and a relentless pursuit of success. Before Abramovich's arrival, Chelsea was a club with potential but limited achievements in modern football. Under Ken Bates' ownership, which began in 1982 for a symbolic £1, Chelsea had climbed out of financial peril and established itself as a respectable Premier League side. But the club struggled with debts and lacked the financial muscle to consistently compete with powerhouses like Manchester United and Arsenal. The 2002-03 season saw Chelsea barely clinch a Champions League spot by finishing fourth, thanks to a win over Liverpool on the final day. This single result is widely believed to have influenced Abramovich's decision to invest. Without Champions League football, Chelsea may not have looked like such an appealing asset. Roman Abramovich bought Chelsea for £140 million, £60 million to cover debts and £80 million to purchase shares. In total, this was the biggest takeover of a football club in British history at the time. What followed was nothing short of a revolution. In the weeks after the acquisition, Chelsea spent over £100 million on new players, including the likes of Claude Makélélé, Hernan Crespo, Damien Duff, and Joe Cole. The club's financial clout quickly became the talk of Europe. Chelsea's wage bill exploded. Transfer fees soared. Competitors were left stunned, and the term financial doping began to circulate. But Abramovich wasn't done. He wanted to win everything. The 2004 appointment of José Mourinho, fresh off his Champions League triumph with FC Porto, marked the beginning of a dominant period for Chelsea. Backed by Abramovich's wealth and driven by Mourinho's tactical genius, Chelsea won the Premier League in the 2004-05 season, conceding just 15 goals. It was their first league title in 50 years. The club retained the title the following season and added multiple domestic trophies to their cabinet. Under Abramovich, Chelsea began consistently challenging for major honours both domestically and in Europe. World-class players like Didier Drogba, Frank Lampard, Ashley Cole, Petr Cech, and Michael Essien became club legends during this time. While Mourinho left in 2007 after disagreements with Abramovich, the owner's ambition never wavered. Successive managers, including Carlo Ancelotti, Roberto Di Matteo, Antonio Conte, and Thomas Tuchel, were all expected to win and win fast. Unlike many absentee owners, Abramovich was regularly seen at Stamford Bridge, watching his team. But his influence extended beyond the field. He invested heavily in infrastructure, most notably the Cobham Training Centre, a world-class facility that became the envy of clubs across Europe. He also prioritized Chelsea's youth academy, which went on to produce talents like Mason Mount, Reece James, and Tammy Abraham. Though the buy big strategy overshadowed youth development for years, the foundation laid during Abramovich's era is now bearing fruit. His ambition to expand Stamford Bridge's capacity showed a long-term vision, although planning issues and local opposition ultimately delayed redevelopment efforts. Perhaps the crowning moment of Abramovich's ownership came in 2012 when Chelsea, against all odds, defeated Bayern Munich to win their first UEFA Champions League title. The triumph in Munich was emotional, especially after years of near misses, including the heartbreaking 2008 final loss to Manchester United. In 2021, under manager Thomas Tuchel, Chelsea repeated the feat by beating Manchester City 1-0 in Porto, solidifying their place among Europe's elite. Over Abramovich's 19-year ownership, Chelsea won. The twilight of Abramovich'S reign came amid a rapidly changing political landscape. In early 2022, following Russia's invasion of Ukraine, the UK government imposed sanctions on Russian oligarchs, including Abramovich, due to his alleged ties to Vladimir Putin. His assets, including Chelsea, were frozen. Faced with growing political and media pressure, Abramovich announced he would sell the club. He pledged not to profit personally and stated that all net proceeds would go to victims of the war. In May 2022, the Billionaire consortium finalized a £4.25 billion takeover, ending one of the most successful ownership eras in football history.